So another character has died, unfortunately. Gege still not pulling back. Still just taking out main-ish characters. Like every 3 or 4 chapters at this point. And considering what happened in the previous chapter, I'm assuming you already know who it probably is going to be. And that's because Mai is dead. Yes, Maki's sister has unfortunately been the next unlucky recipient of Gege's death lottery here. I actually speculated in my review that there was a possibility that Mai could be kicking the bucket in this chapter, but I wasn't like 100% on it, and now that it's happened, it's kind of unfortunate because I expected her to maybe stay around to complete Maki's character arc, you know, since what she was talking about in the previous chapter, how she wanted to make a Zenin clan a place where like Mai could be comfortable. I'm paraphrasing, but it was something like that. But now that Mai is dead, I guess that will still give Maki motivation to completely revamp the Zenin clan, which I fully expect her to do by the end of the series, but there's more stuff that happens in this chapter, so, you know, let's get into it. Maki gets a power-up with some new weapons and kills Ogi. Yeah, so these spoilers are just relentless this week. Just right into it. This is the meat of the chapter right here. Mai has died, but she sacrifices herself to give something to Maki that allows her to straight up take out Ogi here. I also speculated in my review that this whole fight was likely going to have to be resolved by the sisters here, meaning that no one was probably going to come save them, since beforehand everybody kind of split up and went their own separate ways doing their own thing, so nobody was really available to come help Maki and Mai against Ogi. But of course it's ultimately better that way because this is like a Maki and Mai focused fight and situation, something that they need to resolve themselves. But it's just unfortunate that it was at the cost of Mai, who really didn't get too much time in this series, but I guess this chapter will give her enough, or I'm assuming Gege will give her like, you know, a couple pages for her final character cleanup or character arc to take place. Mai was still conscious in the last chapter, but when she was about to die, she did something, due to which Maki got magical, cursed power within her, a parting gift. And Mai says Maki to make a weapon with her own ability. Okay, so it's starting to get a little confusing here, but I'll try to make the best of it. So in the previous chapter, when Maki entered the Zenin arsenal, she saw that Ogi was in there, but also Mai was in there, and she was like injured on the floor. It looked like he might have cut her hand off or something. So that meant that Mai was preemptively going there as well, but I guess Ogi was just there beforehand because he assumed what they were going to do. But now it says that she did something due to which Maki got magical curse power within her. Now the within her thing is weird because Mai doesn't really have an ability to like put a power within you, because her curse technique, which is called construction, basically allows her to make something out of nothing using her cursed energy. But at the same time, it like takes a toll on her body. We saw her use this against Maki at the Goodwill event, like when she ran out of bullets, she created like a cursed energy imbued bullet at the last second when Maki thought that she was out. So I'm assuming that she's creating a new weapon here using her curse technique, rather than putting a power into Maki, which I mean, maybe she could, or maybe there's something else going on here that's making the spoilers confusing. But then it says, and Mai says Maki to make a weapon with her own ability. Now I'm not going to jump the gun here, but it honestly makes it seem like Mai is somehow giving Maki her curse technique and telling her to use it herself. I'm assuming that's not happening here, because how would Mai give Maki her curse technique? I'm just going to assume that she's made her a weapon here, and the weapon is so ridiculously powerful that it straight up killed Mai in order to do it, because she was already wounded from Ogi and her curse technique takes a toll on her body anyway. So she's kind of sacrificing herself for Maki, which is understandable because throughout the series it's implied for the most part that the two sisters don't really like hate each other. It's kind of just a complicated relationship, which is large in part caused by them just coming up in the Zenin clan. And obviously the whole thing that Maki said in the previous chapter, how she wants to make it a place comfortable for Mai. I'm sure Mai has reciprocal feelings to some degree. I mean, it's evident here since she's giving her life to give Maki one final weapon to take down Ogi. It is being described that alongside the weapon made by Mai, Maki acquired the power level of Toji Fushiguro. Ogi sees Toji's power in Maki and starts to fear because of the trauma from his previous battle with Toji. We are getting a panel of Toji. Okay, so this is really interesting. So alongside the weapon made by Mai, Maki acquired the power level of Toji. What does that mean exactly? Does that mean that Maki, I don't know, somehow got advanced heavenly restriction from Mai dying? Or the weapon that Mai has made is just so unbelievably powerful that Maki using it has boosted her up to Toji tier. Not really sure. I'm trying to make the best of this, but Ogi sees Toji's power in Maki. So is she getting some kind of like actual like power up or something rather than just getting a weapon? Like, is her heavenly restriction going to the next level and making her as much of a physical powerhouse as Toji was? And also it's revealing that Toji beat down Ogi in the past. But I think this is the first time we're maybe hearing that, which is awesome. And this is just further building up Toji, like, because we all obviously hate Ogi at this point. But now that we're getting confirmation that Toji beat down Ogi in the past, it's just giving us another reason to love this guy, despite him, having less than reputable qualities to him. But anyway, like I said, I'm not really sure what's going on with the whole power-up weapon dynamic here. So I'm just going to assume for now that she made like this new crazy powerful sword or something. And maybe at the same time, Maki seeing Mai died unlocked more of her heavenly restriction or something possibly. Or it's the weapon itself that gave her a heavenly restriction power up on top of the sword itself being super powerful. Either way, she is strong enough to defeat Ogi here. So I guess that means that Maki will have to find where he stashed the weapons, because when she came in the previous chapter, he said that he took the weapons and stuff. So in order for her to do that, I guess she's gonna have to go against Naoya at this point, and possibly Junichi. I mean, I do think for sure that Maki is going to fight Naoya. I mean, I think that was set up in the previous chapter as well, but just when we got introduced to Naoya in the first place, it kind of felt like it was inevitable that he was going to face off against Maki. So when does that happen? Maybe in the culling game, or maybe it happens in like the next chapter possibly. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video today, guys. Let me know what you think about these spoilers in the comments. What do you think is going on with Maki's power up here? How upset are you that Mai is gone? Do you think she should have stuck around a little longer and maybe got some more development? And do you think that Maki is going to fight Naoya sooner rather than later? But yeah, if you liked the video, guys, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.